Hi gents, I was watching Dead Poets Society the other day and it had me thinking, what are the top movies that every modern gent should watch? Like what are those influential movies, old and new, that have amazing storytelling, a great cast, and an everlasting impact on our Western culture? So in today's video, that's exactly what I'm going to cover. I've chosen 10 films from across history, 5 classic films from before 1990, and 5 modern ones from after 1990. I'll give some background on each film and share why I included it on this list. There's so many to choose from, so it was tough trying to keep it to just 10, but here we go. But before we get into it, if you're new here, I'm Nick and welcome to my channel. I made this channel a while ago to make videos on gent style and lifestyle to share with all of you. So if you're a man that appreciates the finer things in life, then click subscribe because I put out weekly content. I'm going to do this list in chronological order. So first up is an all-time classic, Casablanca, which came out in 1942. This movie is set during World War II and it follows Rick Blaine, a jaded nightclub owner whose former love walks in with her resistance hero husband. And Rick must choose between his love for her or help them escape and serve a cause that's bigger than himself. It's that tension between love and duty that is the core essence of the film. So why should a gentleman watch this one? Because this film has strong themes of duty, sacrifice, and doing the right thing. And when Casablanca actually came out, it had such a profound impact on society because it was released during the war. It helped humanize it with this story of romance and danger. Number 2 on my list is To Catch a Thief. Now for all you young men that are watching who might not know this one because it was released in 1955, it follows legendary gentleman Cary Grant as John Robbie. He's a retired jewel thief who's accused of a new crime when a copycat starts striking along the French Riviera. So in order to clear his name, he plays cat and mouse with the real culprit while sparring and flirting with Grace Kelly's character. This film is part romance, part intrigue, and all elegant style. This movie was so influential because it was essentially a masterclass in Riviera style. Think lightweight tailoring, classy sunglasses, and that iconic coastal palette. It's a timeless film full of romance, suspense, and it has 2 of Hollywood's most iconic actors of all time, so definitely check it out. Moving on to number 3 now, and I actually just made a video on the main character from this film a couple weeks ago, and that's 1960s Plein Soleil, or how it's known in English, Purple Noon, starring Alain Delon. Purple Noon takes place on the sun-drenched Italian coast with the main character Tom Ripley, who's played by Alain Delon. He's set to retrieve a rich acquaintance but is slowly seduced by the world around him. And what begins as an idle friendship turns into a calculated attempt to steal a life. The money, the clothes, the women, the name. And the movie is a great watch that will keep you on your toes. I included it on this list because it was a very influential movie that launched the career of Alain Delon, who helped reinvent masculinity in the 1960s. It also had amazing style throughout, great cinematography, and a sophisticated thriller narrative. This next one is none other than Dr. No, the first Bond film, and featuring Sean Connery. This one is Bond's first big screen mission, and it sends him to Jamaica to investigate a missing MI6 agent and strange interference with American rockets. The trail leads him to Crab Key, where 007 has to face the mysterious Dr. No in his sleek island lair. This was the Bond film that set the standard for the rest of the franchise and launched the Bond that we all know and love today, including the famous line, Bond, James Bond. It also set the tone for decades of spy films to follow. I also specifically included it on this list because Bond is a great inspiration for men, especially with his impeccably tailored suits, suave character, and refined tastes. These ones are all amazing, but number 5 is a personal favorite, Dead Poets Society. It's on Netflix right now, so I would highly recommend that you watch it. It takes place at an elite New England boys' school in 1959 with Robin Williams playing an English teacher who coaxes his students to think for themselves by reviving a secret poetry club, challenging rigid expectations, and awakening courage, creativity, and consequence. It's a great movie, and Robin Williams delivered a career-defining performance. His character's lessons are essentially a gentleman's code. Think deeply, speak honestly, defend the vulnerable, and choose conviction over crowd-pleasing. On to number 6. Now we enter the more modern films that I've selected post-1990, and the first one I have for you is an Italian film, La Riffa, or The Raffle in English. This may be a lesser known one, but it's still very influential. In the film, a wealthy young widow in Italy discovers that her late husband left only betrayal and crushing debt to her. She has no options left, so she stages a town raffle in which the prize is a night with her. This act is meant to buy her a fresh start for herself and her daughter, only for her to find new affection, and that the legal system complicates everything, as it always does in Italy. One of the reasons why this one is so influential is because it's Monica Bellucci's big screen debut, and if you don't know who that is, shame on you. Monica Bellucci is an Italian icon, literally dream woman, so watch it. The film is also a story of desire and power, and while not globally well known, it is a popular Italian film on beauty, money, and agency in the 1990s. Number 7 is another rendition of an earlier film that I mentioned, and that is The Talented Mr. Ripley. Similar to Purple Noon, the other Tom Ripley film, this one is set in the late 1950s Italy. Tom Ripley is this time played by Matt Damon and is sent to persuade a rich playboy, Dickie Greenleaf, played by Jude Law, to come back home. Ripley is drawn to Dickie's sun-drenched life that includes jazz clubs, sailboats, and perfect style, and he begins to imitate and then replace Dickie. This movie helped popularize a preppy Mediterranean style and is a great suspenseful thriller that includes themes of envy, obsession, and desire. You should definitely watch it because it has a stylish visual aesthetic and explores what lengths one will go to achieve wealth and status. Okay, number 8 is an incredible film that needs no introduction, and that's Gladiator. I think most of us know this one, but if you don't, it follows Maximus, who is a famous Roman general entrusted to win a big battle, but is then betrayed by the emperor's son and is then sold into slavery and forced to fight as a gladiator. So he fights his way back, not for glory, but for justice and for the memory of his family. This is one you need to watch if you haven't already, and it revived a lot of interest in Roman history and Stoic philosophy. I included it on my list because it's a powerful exploration of timeless themes like justice, revenge, and resilience. It's also a very compelling portrayal of a hero whose journey inspires stoicism and duty. Second last one is Skyfall, and I was deciding between Casino Royale and Skyfall for this list for a modern Bond film. Ended up going with Skyfall. To be honest, I prefer it. It's my favorite Bond film, so I'm a bit biased. Casino Royale is good, and I like it, but I find that it's such a departure from the other Bond films that it doesn't rank as high for me. For those who haven't seen it, in the film, Bond, who is presumed dead, is dragged back when a cyber terrorist targets MI6 and M personally. The chase runs from Shanghai to a Scottish estate where Bond has to defend the person who shaped him and confront the past that forged him. I'm sure most of you have seen this one already, but if you haven't, the cinematography is insane. And it brought back a lot of the traditional Bond elements that we missed out on in the 2 previous films. And as always, Bond's style in this film, whether he's dressed up or down, is amazing. And my last selection for a movie that every gentleman needs to see is Top Gun Maverick. I find a lot of modern movies are terrible, like most films after 2014-ish, but this one was amazing. And it's one of 2 films that I actually saw in theaters twice. In the film, you meet Maverick decades on after the first film. He's still pushing the limits, but is then called back to train a new class of elite aviators for a near impossible mission. Among them is Rooster, the son of his late friend, which forces Maverick to confront regret, teach what can't be simulated, and ultimately lead from the front when it counts. It has a great narrative, and during the chaos of the COVID pandemic, this film was uncomplicated and had a feel-good experience. There was no fluff or silliness added to it, as with many other movies made these days. It's a great film on leadership, team building, and shows how a man needs to make peace with his past to lead clearly in the present. So there you have it, my 10 films that every modern gentleman should watch. Let me know which one's your favorite in the comments below, or if you have any others to add to the list. Thanks for watching.